So today I want to talk about our absolutely crazy financial system. So, go on to buy a house. He needs money. How is he going to get that money? He can offer certain things as collateral to the bank. So in a normal mortgage, you offer your house. Okay, that's fine. Let's say I want to buy something else. Bird, which is the company, not a bird. Bird, the company, the scooter company. Bird, I want to invest in WeWork, that great office renting space company. So, and then I also need money. How do you do that? You have to get a loan. Now, what can you give to get a loan? So you would think, well, a house or gold, right? Unfortunately not. The number one class of collateral in our disgraceful financial system is not a house. It's not gold. Well, paper gold. It's not anything. It is government debt, treasuries, IOUs. You need debt in order to get debt. This is the insanity of this world we're in now. You need government debt. That's the basis for getting money in order to go and borrow more money. It's absolutely absurd. So the underpinnings of our entire financial system is government debt. This is how they rig the system. It's like me telling you the best thing for you. The best thing for you is to take cocaine, and the more cocaine you take, the better you're going to get a pay rise, for instance, right? As you take more cocaine, you get a pay rise. This is the craziness. So government debt, which is just fake, made up spending, that is the most solid AAA rated asset in our system. Not paper gold, not housing, none of that. Government debt. Now, how do you make government debt? Well, you need deficit spending, right? And this is Triffin's paradox with America. America has to keep deficit spending in order to produce IOUs. Now, it doesn't need to do that if there's not much risk in the economy. Because what happens? We currently have the derivative system. So derivatives allows me on one IOU to base 1, 2, 3, it's actually probably 10, 100 different loans on one treasury, right? It's lent out 100 different times. Now, let's say something bad happens. WeWork goes bankrupt, for instance, which it did. You're going to have to pay back that the bank's going to want their money back, right? But there's only one IOU in the system. So this guy is going to have to run to go, you get his money to buy that IOU. But what about these two? So that's fine if one guy does it. But what happens if Bird also goes bankrupt, which it did? Then you have two people scrambling for the same IOU. That's impossible. There isn't enough IOUs. That means the government has to deficit spend to create more of these IOUs, these treasuries, and that will increase more IOUs. And that's why we've had these two crazy new things by the Fed to cover up what they're doing, which is RRP, the reverse repo, and the BTFP, which it basically allows companies to borrow treasuries or to give treasuries and get money off balance sheet without anyone knowing, right? That is what the whole point is. It's for them to get their hands on money, right? When they have, well, for BTFP, it's underwater treasuries, basically, worthless treasuries. So, as we've said, you have to increase deficits. Now, when you increase deficits, people don't trust your currency, which is the US dollar in America, right? They're going to be like, oh, you are just deficit spending and deficit spending. We don't want anything to do with your dollar. We want a strong currency. So the US has to increase interest rates in order to support the dollar. When you increase interest rates, what do you do in a debt-based economy? You increase the interest you need to pay. The US has gone up from paying about $400 billion a year in interest to now 1.1 trillion last year. That increases your deficit. Well, when you increase deficit, you have to increase your interest rates or else your dollar goes down. And do we see the problem here? It's a doom loop of increasing deficits, which increases the interest rate, which generates more of these IOUs, right? And then you have to get people to buy them. So then you have to increase interest rates for them as well, not just to defend your dollar. You also need to get people to buy it. So In bad times, you don't need that. As I said, in this case, you wouldn't need that because people are scrambling for these treasuries. But in a good case, let's say you have two good companies that are borrowing it for, I don't know, Amazon and Google, right? They're not going to go bankrupt. In that case, you would have to increase interest rates in any case for people to take on your IOUs. And so therefore we have the doom loop. And this is where we are going to, guys. I don't think we're there. I mean, the BTFP has just blown, it's off the record. It's like this, it's like a straight line. I don't even have to show you, it's mad what's happened. Lots of banks are in real big trouble at the moment. New York Bank at the moment because of commercial debt, which is basically one of these, right? Bankrupt companies, scrambling to get IOUs, not enough, going to the Fed. Fed needs treasuries, they have to print it, they have to give it to them, which increase deficits, which means interest rates have to stay high. This is the problem we're facing now. When you have high interest rates, as we all know, you kill the economy, you create more banks to go bankrupt because all their assets are worthless, including their worthless treasuries and their worthless commercial real estate property, and eventually it will be residential. At the moment, no way, but eventually it will be also residential property as well. There we go, guys. That is the doom loop we're facing. Because we have a debt-based economy where debt is the number one collateral in the economy. Crazy.